So, as you may know, I tried a bunch of Spotify promotion services earlier this year, and a lot of strange things happened from that. A lot of good things, some bad things. You can get into all of it at the video I will link to in this video. But today I wanted to talk about one particularly strange thing that happened as a result of testing all these services, and that is something that I term playlist scraping or playlist scrapers. I'm going to get into all the details here over the rest of this video and exactly what happened as far as I can tell. But the upshot of it is that these playlist scraping companies are, I think they're bad news. At the very least, they're sketchy and just something to be on the lookout for. So, with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so to start, I'm going to show you what happened on Spotify for Artists and how this scraped playlisting thing worked. So I ran the song through Groover, and this was where the Groover campaign started. So April 10th, April 11th, somewhere around there. And basically, it was on these playlists for like about a month. And then after it was on those playlists, it was taken off. You can see it's kind of going down. And then after it's taken off, all of a sudden it gets this comparatively huge streaming spike for just a couple days and then it goes back down. So we're like, what the heck is that? We thought the campaign was wrapping up. And so when we looked at the data, we found that all those streams came from this playlist called WAVR.AI. And we're like, what is that? We did not apply to that on Groover. So opening it up, we're like, wow, okay, 67,000 likes, 1,981 songs. That is a ton of songs. And we're basically just like, what is this? Now you'll see in their description, they have a link to their Instagram and to their website. So let's go ahead and bring those things up. All right, so here is the WAVR.AI site. They say, we use artificial intelligence times outside locations to play your music in more than 1 million locations worldwide. It's kind of a confusing website. Sorry, my scrolling's kind of weird. 8 years of experience in playlist hijacking, 28,000 clients. They use AI technology, blah, 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 blah. And then you can buy these at different prices. Like, let's see. Actually, I haven't done this before. So let's see what happens when I click one of their packages. I guess it's just saying that's insane. It's saying that for 658 euros, you can get 1,000 streams, which is absurd. That's an absurdly low cost per stream, which you will know if you watched my video breaking down 16 different playlist promotion companies. So that's a little fishy right there. Okay, so at this point, you're thinking like, well, maybe these guys are legit, and we were just fortunate to somehow get added to this playlist, and we'll just take advantage of it, and isn't that great? But when you plug them into like a playlist checker, like Artist Tools, which is right here, you will see that there's some real sketchy stuff going on. I'm laughing, but it's actually like a little bit sad. So here you can see like it's going up, going up. This is the total followers, and then all of a sudden it drops by like 100 followers in a day. So that is a clear sign of bots. And okay, this looks like fairly natural growth, and then oh wow, look at that! It just jumps up by like 2,000 followers in a day or a week. That does not look like natural growth, right? And then here you go, just recently. Oh, look, in one day they lost to 1,500 followers. Moral of the story, this is definitely not natural growth. This definitely looks sketchy. It looks like they're probably paying for bot traffic. This kind of stuff, like losing 1,400 followers in a day does not happen if you're just running normal ads. It only happens if Spotify catches a bunch of botted accounts and purges them all at once. That is when you see spikes like this. So almost certainly a botted playlist. And then on top of that, like what the heck, 1,981 tracks? What kind of curator would make a playlist that's nearly 2,000 tracks long, 24 hours? Like if you listen to this playlist over the course of an entire day, you might hear our song once. That's absurd. So, moral of the story is that this is pretty sketchy. It's probably going to have a negative impact on your engagement data. Worst case scenario is that Spotify is going to punish you somehow. They have removed songs that have gotten bot streams before. Usually that's unlikely if you're doing mostly legitimate promotion. If you just have a little bit of bot engagement, that's really not your fault. Usually they go easy on you for that. But I want to talk through how I think these things work. So I think that Waiver.ai is actually looking at a bunch of legitimate playlists, so probably some of the playlists that are on Groover. I also was digging into this a little bit more, and it looks like they regularly survey DistroKid's wheel of playlist. And I think they also just keep tabs on some DistroKid artists because I saw a couple artists that never even ran a playlisting campaign also get added to this playlist. So basically, they are keeping tabs on all these legitimate outlets for releasing music or promoting music, and then they are adding artists and songs from those outlets onto their own playlist. And the idea is that if you're an indie artist and all of a sudden you see, oh, I got 300 streams from WAVR.AI, and you come to this playlist and check it out, maybe you click over to their website and you hand them $1,000 to get a million streams, supposedly. So this is like the sketchy side of playlist promotion, and I think it's part of why it gets a bad rap because you do have companies out there that honestly just seem pretty sketchy. So what can you do if you get on a WAVR.AI playlist or a scraped playlist that is like this? I've seen a couple other ones too. Honestly, the bad news is that there's not all that much that you can do. For this artist, we reported the playlist to Spotify. Typically, what Spotify does is they'll say, we're sorry, we can't remove songs or playlists from private accounts. So they're basically saying they just can't go in and mess with user accounts without a good reason. And fair enough, but hopefully they figure out from all of the data that we're seeing that this is a botted playlist and that they really should shut it down. So the takeaway, unfortunately, is that there's really not that much you can do. You could just try to abstain from promotion. You could just never release your song into the wild, and you could wear a titanium suit in case pianos fall on you. That's a reference from YOLO. Yeah, this is the bad side of the music industry. I've said before that I think artists are almost too eager to call things scams, but the truth is that there are some scams and some sketchy things out there. So yeah, I wanted to bring this one to your attention, and I hope it's helpful. So that's what happened with WAVR.AI. Super weird, probably sketch. If you are interested in hearing more about my experiences trying 16 different Spotify promotion companies, you can watch this video that I will put somewhere on the screen here. And yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Keep an eye out for this stuff, and good luck marketing your music.